Welcome to the Instigators Hockey Show. I'm Paulie D. That's Chris Kotsopoulos. Down on the bottom, we've got Crazy Maddie, the mailman Lips, and right there underneath is the Goon, Ricky Otizu. Welcome, everybody. No video today. We're going to get right to it. We got a lot of work to do. We try to knock this thing out in an hour and a half if we have to. So much to talk about, guys. I mean, we agreed that we're going to start off with the teams that are hot and who's not, and winning streaks that came and went, and hopefully new winning streaks. I got to tell you that I was at the Vegas game. I'll talk about that with Vegas and Tampa. I was really surprised at that game, and then tomorrow night I'm going to the Dallas game, so I'm picking up a couple tickets for some of the showboats out there. But, Maddie, why don't you start off with, you're doing clips like every 15 minutes, so you got this, man.
I'm staying active. I'm staying ready.
I know. I love it, dude. We love it. So I know your latest clips. You were talking about Utah. I think it was Utah and New Jersey.
New Jersey. Utah doesn't get enough love. I think they don't get the national attention. This Utah team, I'm telling you right now, is a piece or two away from a Stanley Cup run.
Whoa!
They have as I see you, Kotzi. You can wide eye me all day.
Well, you know when you call Vegas to make the bet.
Hey, listen,
Okay.
Find me a top six that can't compete with Utah's top six right now. Schmaltz, Cooley, Keller, Peterka, just to name a few guys. They got veterans on the blue line in Shergasteff and Schmidt who have won the Stanley Cup. They're a piece or two. They need to get a little more mass. They need to get it probably like a tough guy, like a Ryan Reeves-esque kind of person. But Utah, they had their winning streak snapped by Edmonton last night. Edmonton had a 5-goal second period. Connor McDavid finally found the back of the net twice. But Utah is for real, folks. They had a lot of talent. Obviously, when they were in Arizona, I feel like the morale in Arizona was down. Moving to Utah, they got a state-of-the-art facility. And I think that changes players' mindsets going. And I think Utah's legit.
Well, I'm not going to go against them. I mean, their record is what it is, but they are tied with Colorado, by the way, in that division. I think so.
Look out, everybody!
I'm not more ready to mortgage a bank with a couple of moves yet. There,
yeah.
If you know what I mean. But you got to be impressed with what they've done so far. See, people got to remember all these franchise teams that come in now. They do have a chance to start out with a decent squad from the beginning, because it's not like the good old days back in the 70s when you became a team like Kansas City and Cleveland and stuff like that, and Colorado, first attempt, where you got the scrum of the AHL players. You're getting some pretty good quality players to start with, and then you add a couple of nice young guys through the draft, like you mentioned, Schmaltz and guys like that. Yeah, I'm not surprised about them being where they are, but we'll see how it is. There's still another 65 to 70 games left for most of these teams, so we'll see how it ends up.
Yeah. And then New Jersey.
Oh, I'll just say it flat out: they're one of the fastest teams in the league, speed wise. I like the way they play. I mean, you can see what Jack Hughes means to that team. I mean, when he's on the ice, all the other 11 guys look slow. I mean, that's just the way it is. He has that burst, but there's a team that Matty needs to add a little bit of physical play to it, though. I think in the long run, they're not tough enough. They're not.
Yeah, physical. we talked about that 2 weeks ago, Kotze.
Yeah, they're just not physical enough. I think in the long run,
right.
During the 82 game season, they could end up with like 95 to 105 points, no problem. But once the playoffs start, she's a different ball game.
Yeah,
they got some beef on the defensive side, though. They got Dylan, they got Pesci. They have a little.
I agree with Dylan, but Pesci, really? I don't think he's
They
going
don't
to
have
put.
enough
I
grind.
don't think he's going to put a scare into Florida or anything like that. You know what I mean?
The
Dylan's
Devils are lacking. Devils are lacking a third line that they've always had. It always seems like when the Devils had a run, they had a really solid third line, the Claude Lemieux type, guys like that. This
Randy
year,
McKay. Randy McKay.
McKay, yeah, McKay was bumped from the crash line, moved up to the third line for 2 seasons, but they're lacking that guy. Matty's right, Kotze's right. They're lacking somebody who's big. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Big Rig would have been perfect for that team this year. They should have paid him to come out of retirement just at the trade deadline. And that's Pat Maroon. A guy like that would have made a big difference with New Jersey come playoff time.
Right.
Even a Lucic, we talked about Lucic getting back.
Yeah.
In the league. I mean, that would have been a good fit. But the biggest thing with New Jersey, to me, and why I don't necessarily believe in them, is can they stay healthy? I mean, Jack Hughes has been hurt 2 of the last 3 years. I mean, the best ability is availability. And, I mean, as long as they are healthy, they have, again, Jack Hughes is – you could put him right up there as a tier below McDavid and McKinnon. When he's healthy, he's electric on the ice. He's a Ranger killer, too. He's so good. Jack Hughes, when he's healthy, like Kotze said, he makes the other 11 guys on his team look slow. But can he stay healthy? That's the biggest issue for me with New Jersey. Can they stay healthy?
The problem with New Jersey is the physicality. Kotze said it a couple of weeks ago. We talked about this. Hughes could do everything. He could put up 150 points in the regular season. When it comes playoff time, Florida's going to run him through the ice.
Yeah.
Philadelphia would run him through the ice.
They can't even get past Carolina. Carolina beat them last 2 times in the playoffs. They made it. They couldn't get past Carolina.
Well, they got a good, strong forecheck, and they're obviously a little more physical.
But Carolina's not exactly a physical team.
More style of hockey. Yeah.
Carolina's not a physical team, though. You're saying Devils' biggest weakness is that they need a big, tough guy. Carolina's not a physical team. They check. They forecheck hard. They play a very aggressive style. They're not physical, though.
Well, they forecheck well. So.
They do, but, not physical.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Montreal so far?
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring that up, but I did want to talk. I mean, we might as well go with Montreal. Yeah, I mean, look at that, huh? Who thought at the front of the season they would be what? What are they? 10-3 right now, leading the division. 8-3. Sorry, 16 points, tied with New Jersey.
And the Rangers beat them. You figure it out.
And Pittsburgh.
I was all over that, Paulie. I gave you the Chicago Blackhawks being a marginal but possible playoff team, and Montreal advancing deep into the playoffs. In the first show we did this year, Montreal's got it all, man. Montreal's leading the league in defensive scoring. Their defenseman got 30 points already. 30.
Yeah.
And
there was a time where Matheson was the number 1 defenseman on that team, but now he's been taken over by Hudson. Yeah. Think about it. That's how good they are on the back end.
Yeah.
That Hudson's incredible.
He's another one. You notice when he's on the ice, Ricky, he's another one. Like the speed, the moves, everything else.
And they got cap space, too. They got cap space to play with.
And it's not just this year. They're young. And those contracts that they got their core locked up for, I mean, Lane Hudson, $8.8 million. When you see what other defensemen out there, what they are getting, I mean, that is a fantastic deal, especially if he continues to go as he has been. They got
what's your goaltender's name who played last night? I forget his name right now, but he hasn't lost in the NHL. He's 11-0.
Yeah. He's 6-0 this year, and he's
5-0 at the end of last season. He's 11-0 so far. I mean, the kid's on fire.
Yeah, they had a little controversy up there with Montembeau. I guess he got a lot of grief in the net there from a lot of the French hockey IQ guys up there on radio and on TV. They were giving him the business, telling him to shut his mouth and play and stuff like that. So I guess they kind of solved that problem. But yeah, Matty, you're right. I mean, they got a young team. Are they going to make a couple of moves, I think, before the end, to add to that squad? Who knows? They probably will. They got cap space, so.
Maybe they could take Lafreniere's contract.
Maybe they could take Panarin's, too.
Yeah.
You know what? You laugh about that, but with no LTIR and the fact that they have cap space, they're going to be very dangerous at that time. They're going to be, them and Carolina have the 2 best cap situations.
Kotze, did you happen to hear Frank Cervelli is already talking that he's heard rumblings that Carolina's kicking the tires on Panarin already. They have already approached the Rangers about his availability.
I think we'll wait a little bit to get on the Rangers, but that doesn't surprise me, Ricky, because he's got nothing. He's a free-to-go guy at the end of the year.
Yep.
So if I'm sitting in that chair up in Madison Square Garden next to the office there, I got to wonder, can I re-sign this guy or not re-sign this guy?
Well, I'm just more interested in the fact that Carolina is already saying we're all in this year. Carolina's ready to go. 10 games into the season.
They have to be.
They have to be. They've been disappointed, 3 years in a row now?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the thing with Carolina, I mean, if they are interested in Panarin, how many times are they going to do the same thing over and over again and
expect a different result?
They did it with Gensel, right? They did it with Gensel. They got the big winger. They did it with Rantanen, and boy, did that not work out whatsoever. Yeah. And they were lucky to get two first rounders and Stankovic, right? Why would they go after Panarin? I mean, listen, I get that adds firepower to them. Their need is a second line center. That's what they need. They have Jordan Staal who could anchor the third line. Kakiniemi, that contract has been horrible. He's obviously their fourth line center. They need someone to solidify the second line. And I said this before the season started. I don't think it's going to happen now, but I could have saw Mika Zibanejad going over there, filling that 2C hole. Before Patrick Laine got hurt, I would say send him over, make the cap work. Now that he's
here's the name for you guys. Maddie and I discussed this.
But I could see Zibanejad leaving as no move over there. But I mean, maybe wishful thinking, but we'll see.
I don't trust Carolina. I haven't trusted them for 4 or 5 years. They're a very good regular season team, but they always end up going kaput in the playoffs. Yeah. I know I'm repeating myself, but they kind of remind me of the Boston Bruins of the 80s.
They don't have enough.
Bruins were always in first place in the Adams division. Always. Okay? Right. Always in first, and then what'd they do? They never went anywhere. They got the one Stanley Cup final, I think. And I think that's what Carolina reminds me of. They remind me of that team that's always going to put together a great regular season, but when it comes to playoffs, they just don't have enough of something here and something there to get them over the hump.
Well, we were talking about this last night, Maddie and I. The differences in the media in the NHL. So let me tell you this story. Every Tuesday afternoon at 3 p.m., Barry Trotz, the general manager of the Nashville Predators, does a weekly radio show with the Drive Time people on 102.5 The Game, Nashville Sports Radio. And he actually disclosed 1 week into the season, he's already had talks with Stamkos that he wants to keep him. He wants him to fall in love with Nashville. But if he's not comfortable here, he would do him the favor of moving him. This is a week into the season. This is a guy who's a perennial winner, okay? He's not fitting in here. You slide him to center, and he makes a team like Carolina very dangerous. He can be had. He's got 1 goal here and 1 assist in 10 games. He's not done anything last year, and it's obvious he's not comfortable here in Nashville. So that's a guy that you can also put on that list for teams like perfect Montreal fit, perfect Montreal Canadian fit.
Doesn't he have an atrocious contract, though? Doesn't he have something really stupid?
That's not bad. They're going to eat half on it.
So they're going to have to eat.
8.5, that'd be 4.25. That's not too bad.
Well, he's definitely going to have to get a fountain of youth, though, Ricky. I mean, he's been horseshit the last 2 years.
Yeah, I agree.
Think about it here, guys. Is it a gamble? Sure, it's a gamble.
Well,
but
when you play with Braden Point and Kucherov, I could have played. I could have put up 40 goals.
He was. I'll even give Paulie a little plug here. He was a notch below Ovechkin. He was a sniper, man. Come on, in his prime, he was a great sniper. That's what he was.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Ovechkin.
Here's the well, I'll tell you what I say on Ovechkin because Kotze's going to love me on this one. But one final point on Carolina, and I think you guys would agree. Rod Brind'Amour strikes me as very much John Tortorella-esque, okay? Where every regular season game is like do or die, block shots, this and that. And by the end in the playoffs, the team's burnt out because They're just going 110 for every single game. Like to Kotze's point, Carolina's a great regular season team. Playoffs, they burn out. Even if, they added Ehlers and Keandre Miller. And
Minus Miller is showing his true colors already. He's injured.
He's hurt. He's hurt.
And he's injured. And the last 2 games before that, he was -2 and -3 in those 2 games.
All right, but
he's actually
going to be fine. He's going to be fine. I know you hate Keandre Miller, Ricky. He's going to be very good in Carolina's system.
He'll be better off. He'll be better off there because he just couldn't handle the New York scene. That's basically what it is. A lot of guys cannot handle New York. Period.
Yeah,
he's going to do better. Is he going to be a superstar? No. Is he worth the contract? No. But is he going to be better? Absolutely. Well, and I mean, don't forget.
Well, he can't be much worse. He was a -743 in New York.
Oh, stop.
I mean, how much better does he have to be? -723?
Stop it. Okay? Look what he was in 2022 when he carried Trouba and they had a +25.
He carried nobody. He was a goddamn anchor on Troopers.
Oh,
don't get me started with that. He's an albatross. The guy's a sissy. He's a little bitch. He doesn't play physical. He's 6'6", does nothing with the fucking puck, and he does nothing, period.
On. You're wrong. You're so wrong on that.
I'm sorry. I got to agree with Ricky, man.
2 seasons were with Gerard Gallant.
How's Jacob Trouba this year? He's up for the Norris already, 10 games in.
Yeah,
that's when it was terrible. Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Look at the numbers. He was good under Gallant, and he wasn't good under Laviolette. What does that tell you?
What does it tell me? The guy did nothing here. He did nothing. He was a turnover machine. He never once went into the corner and won a battle. He was out of position constantly. People blamed it on Trouba because they hated him. Trouba looks like a Norris winning defenseman this year the second he got away from that big piece of shit.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers with Gallant, and look at the numbers with Laviolette.
Well, I'm going to change it up right here. And the final thought on Carolina, I thought we all agreed in the beginning, was they don't have enough grit, though, to win. No. I mean, I had talked to a couple people yesterday. First of all, I don't know if this is true. Ricky, you probably might have, if anybody heard anything, it'd be Ricky because he's our news source. But the word is McDavid is very upset about the goaltending situation over there in Edmonton, and he wants something done with it. Have you guys heard the same?
Well, I mean, Skinner's a hit or miss goaltender. Look how he played against the New York Rangers. The guy looked lights out. He looked like a Vezina winner. I mean, all kidding around aside, and then he gives up 5 goals in 6 shots one night. If McDavid, we talked about this, and Kotze made the point. He left money on the bone for a reason, meat on the bone for a reason. There's going to be a different goaltender come playoff time there. I was all happy for Connor Ingram. I thought Ingram would be a better, good fit there too. He's a step above what they have. But there's going to be somebody else there when it comes time because they're not going to lose this guy. And he left them the money to go out and get someone to secure the end of, the trade deadline or whatever it is. Don't forget, guys, there's a lot of names that will become available when teams start falling out. If Nashville falls out of the picture, there was talk 2 years ago about trading Saros to Edmonton. There was a lot of talk about Saros to New Jersey 2 years ago, like to the point on where there was the stuff almost being announced. There was Dylan Mercer, Bratt, and a first-round pick for Saros, and it fell through because, believe it or not, Nashville turned it down. Nashville killed the deal.
Wow.
So there's a lot of talk that Saros might become available. He would be, forget it. He makes them instant.
Was that Trotz?
No,
turned that down?
David Poyle.
Listen, Edmonton's always had one big problem, okay, with Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, and whoever's their next superstar coming up the wing, is their defense is horseshit. Always has been, always will be. Bouchard is not a good defensive defenseman. He's an offensive defenseman. That's all he does. He can't play defense. And Darnell Nurse, if there's a guy that's overpaid in this league, it's Darnell Nurse, okay? Yeah. Very overpaid. He's not very good defensively either.
No, he's not.
That team's all about offense. That's why they have goaltending problems, because nobody can play D in their own end, period. That's why they lost the last few years in the Stanley Cup and stuff like that. They don't have a great goaltender to stand the leg on. Florida has a great goaltender.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to give you a chance every game.
Well,
Edmonton's got horrible defense, period.
Well, listen, Edmonton's solution is right here where I am on Long Island. That's what I think. So
Give him
Rokin's having
Schaefer.
a down year. No, not me. Listen, not me.
Ricky,
I
you should
can't
be
stop
digging
him.
up all his rookie cards.
Oh, don't worry. I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
You got him?
I'm
Listen,
on that kid. Listen,
I could-
but what did I say about Schaefer? Just to change it for a second. I said teams are going to try to intimidate him quickly, right? Did you see what
Oh, yeah.
Philadelphia did to him?
Of course.
And there's nobody there to protect him. Granted, his deep partner jumped in. Good for him. Great stand-up team moment.
As you should.
But there's nobody there that's going to prevent that all season long.
You'll be
There's
all
nobody
right.
there.
But
You'll be all right.
I'll get back to Schaefer in a second. But an interesting thing would be I've said this to some of my Islander fans, and I told a couple of them to catch this on the show. They should really just full on rebuild. They're kind of stuck mid. I know the Islanders are playing well, but Sorokin's having a down year. You can honestly rebuild on the fly. Take Skinner back where you're not horrible, because Skinner will probably do better in Long Island than Edmonton. There's a lot of pressure on Skinner to be a Stanley Cup winning goaltender. Get Sorokin. Sorokin at his peak was fantastic. He was a Vezina finalist. He's right there. I think that's if I'm Edmonton, that's the play. I don't know about Saros, but I think with Sorokin having a down year,
I don't think Sorokin's going to go anywhere. They just hired his goalie coach from the
Yeah,
minors.
I agree with that. There's no way the Islanders are moving him.
I think they should go all in on the rebuild. But,
Well, I think they're going to do like everyone else, man. I mean, they built that brand new stadium. They need to keep asses in the seats. They have to start becoming competitive as quickly as possible.
And UBS is a beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, I heard. I haven't been there.
It's about 3 minutes.
Yeah, isn't it amazing, though? We got a guy like Patrick Roy, Hall of Famer, Stanley Cup champion, one of the greatest goaltenders in modern day. And you got all this problem in goaltending there in Long Island. You fire the one coach. I know I'm talking what we talked last week. You fire that coach, 6 seconds into the season? Now you bring another guy in? I mean, what was wrong before that is what I want to know. Like, how did you not know? How did you not know something before not even a week old? You fired the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It just seems odd that a guy like Patrick Roy, who's running the team, hasn't figured out yes or no on what it's going to take in goal for the Islanders.
I think he's on a short leash too.
I do too, personally. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I do want to talk about. I want to get hot here a little bit with some players. Obviously, Eichel's leading in points with 19, and don't look now, but here comes Nathan McKinnon with 17. We haven't talked about Colorado. I don't remember. When we started in the beginning of the year, did anybody pick Colorado to make a legitimate run?
They could. They certainly could.
I don't think any one of us disregarded them. I mean, they're still battle. Okay. You know what I mean?
They have arguably two of the top 5 players in the game.
It's another team, but I question their goaltending in a 7-game series. That's the only flaw.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
I question their depth over their goaltending. The goaltending is an issue, but they got top end talent. They got a great number 1 defense pair.
You still got to have a goalie, though. You got to have a goalie. Your best player has to be a goaltender when it comes to playoff time, people.
Yep.
It's plain and simple.
Yep. And Skinner and Bobrovsky.
Your goaltender has to be the best player on the ice almost every night when it comes to playoffs. That's just the way it goes.
They
tried everybody. They had Georgie up there for a while. Who else did they have there in Colorado?
Yeah. Blackwood.
Yeah, they had everybody there.
They got every wood there was. There's Lockwood, Wedgwood, Freewood,
Peckerwood.
They got all kinds of wood.
No, I'm just saying, they're you know what they're like? They're kind of like, so, they won a Stanley Cup, obviously, with McKinnon and stuff like that, but they're kind of like Carolina, except a little notch above them. They're great throughout the regular season, and it looks like they're favored in the playoffs, and they end up losing.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 years. Like, they were favored almost every run, and they end up, losing. So, I think they're just above Carolina.
You guys feel like Detroit's legitimate or what? Did anybody talk about
you asking me about Detroit?
We'll start with Ricky. You think it's legitimate?
I think they're much improved. I don't think they're going to maintain the pace that they're at right now, but I definitely believe they're much improved, and they're a playoff contender. They're going to be right there at the end of the year.
They'll probably make the playoffs. They should after all these years, all the stuff they've been doing. Stevie Y's been there for how long now?
Well, I mean, listen, I want to piss off my Canadian friend as much as I can because Detroit will make the playoffs, but Toronto won't. So I mean.
Oh, you're dreaming. Toronto's going to make the playoffs.
Toronto's not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they will.
No. They are not.
You know, that's another bet you should. That's another bet you should make with Utah. How's that?
We talked about this a couple weeks
ago. You can make that bet with Utah there, Matty. Matty, do a parlay with Utah.
Ricky, you shouldn't be the goon.
I was waiting for this argument all day. You have no idea.
Instigator tonight. Ricky wins the Instigator tonight.
Toronto makes
Warner's doing pretty well in Vegas.
Hey, so I'm going to tell you.
Last I looked, they're third in the division right now.
I was at the Tampa.
They played more games.
That's third place. That's not the bottom six. All right. Well, you know what? Just remember what you said.
Florida's going to find a way.
Just remember what you said about Toronto, okay? They'll make the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
I was not impressed.
Florida's going to find a way because they're Florida. Montreal is legit. Tampa's coming out from under the basement. I got to ride with Tampa because that was my pick to win the East. I know, right? Tampa's coming out of the basement.
Hold it a second. I got to call Vegas and just tell them to scrap the whole season. Utah's going to win the Stanley Cup. The Leafs are going to make the playoffs. Can I have that bet? I'll take it.
Tati, hold on. Let me settle it down. Come on, Tati. He does have one more prediction that you're going to be very happy with. Maddie, tell him the next prediction.
Don't worry. See, I wanted to piss you off before I made you smile because Alex Ovechkin's not going to break 20 goals this season.
He's what?
Alex Ovechkin is not going to break 20 goals this season. I don't think he will.
Does anybody here care about that? No.
What am I even doing here, Kotze? What am I even doing here?
We thought for sure you would love that one, Kotz.
Yes,
you know what? I hate to say it. I think he's going to get 20. You know, I don't know why? Because he's going to be on the ice every time there's an empty net. That's how he got it last year. That's how he's going to do it again this year.
Listen, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's off to a slow start. I think they pushed him to get the record. It was a big kumbaya, good moment that he broke Gretzky's record.
It's a little eggnog, or a little early eggnog, guys.
Okay.
So anyway,
listen.
My turn. I'm going.
Washington's Washington. You know.
I was just at the Tampa Vegas game, and I have to tell you, to Maddie's point, Tampa was bottom feeding here for a bit, and I got to tell you quietly that it doesn't break my heart sometimes, but I was at that game, and I was not impressed with Vegas. I was not impressed with Marner. You can't say enough about Eichel. I mean, he does so many things right, but I hate to say this. And Kotze's not going to agree, but I think Maddie, I think Tampa's starting to pull something together here. Their power play is dangerous. Their defense is a problem, though. And Vasilevsky has been very off at best.
We'll figure it out.
But here comes that power play. That power play is effing dangerous, man. It is I think it's gonna reach the top of the league again this year.
So what does that mean? They're going to win a Stanley Cup? They're not going anywhere. Tampa's had their run. They'll be good.
Yeah, I don't think
They've had their run. They've had their run.
I think defensively they're weak. I think their defense is their biggest weakness. But I think
they've had their run.
I think they're a playoff team.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that they're not going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying I don't see them as the Stanley Cup. That's all.
No, I agree with you 100%. I still think Florida's the team to beat forever right now. I mean, they're hurt. They're all back.
I'll pull a Matty here. Watch out for Ottawa.
all the more reason I forgot even about Ottawa. That's why Toronto's not going to make it too. You got Ottawa. We got enough Canadian teams. Montreal, Ottawa. We don't need another one.
Let's talk about the only team that matters right now. The San Jose Sharks. San Jose Sharks. You want to talk about a team that drafting impeccably, developing players beyond words, and has 3 to 5 potential superstars in the next 2 years. That team is going to be dangerous. Celebrini is every bit in the world as good, if not better, than Connor Bedard already. They've got guys that can put the puck in the net. They got guys that can skate like the wind. And that team is coming together. They're going to be dangerous in 2 years. Very dangerous.
I can't take that Connor Bedard jab because that man had a hat trick and an assist last night.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the difference.
Listen, you can argue Celebrini.
I'm going to shoot this right now. The one thing I agree with you. His talent is fantastic. And you talked about Bedard. But I want to tell you something. I think once Celebrini tastes about 225 pounds in the face, we're going to see what Celebrini is, just like Bedard. When Bedard got his fucking light, when he got his lights cleaned out. These kids, they skate around. They're all hot shit, but they haven't gotten knocked into tomorrow yet. And when that happens, then I want to see who they are.
Who's going to do it?
Who's going to catch him?
We'll see.
I'm just saying, Paulie, listen, nobody loves physical hockey more than me. Nobody. And I say the same thing you do. When you hit them, they're going to be hurt. And like I said about Schaefer, somebody's going to run that little pencil and they're going to break him because he's 18 years old. He's 130 pounds. I don't wish any injuries on anyone. I want to see the kid have a Hall of Fame career. God bless him. But he's tiny. And Celebrini's tiny. Bernard is tiny. These guys are very small, but you got to catch them. But let me just make one quick point. Has anybody noticed the difference in Zegras as a Philadelphia Flyer?
Yeah.
He's got a chip on his shoulder now. He's hitting people. The end of the game last night, he's instigating fights. Like, he's all of a sudden, his second ball dropped.
Well, that's coming from one reason only. Rick Tocchet behind the bench.
That's right. Old school mentality. You don't play. You don't go deep. You don't go in the trenches. You're not going to play here, kid.
Exactly. Your ice time is going to be very limited unless you do what the coach says. That's the bottom line. That's how Rick Tocchet played, and that's how he coaches.
Agreed.
Plain and simple.
Well,
and it's the Philadelphia Aura again, Ricky. Not really.
Every team in the Metro except one team in the Metro, and I think we know what that one team is, seems to be very good. Every team in the Metro, maybe not very good, but either overachieving or are good. Columbus is sleepy good. They were sleepy good last year. They snuck in. Philadelphia is playing better than expected. The Islanders are playing better than expected. Carolina is exactly where they are. Pittsburgh's overachieving. New Jersey is very good. Washington's right where they need to be. There's one team underachieving in the Metro. We'll get to them later. But the Metro, I thought, was the weakest division in hockey. Seems pretty good. I mean, Philadelphia with Zegras, I thought that was a very sneaky move. They bought low, and there was no pressure on him. And I think he's really taking a shine, really playing well. Good for him.
Well, there is one story I want to talk about because it's I like the heartwarming stuff, and we talked about it last week. And Marchand took a leave of absence from the Florida Panthers, and I don't know if everybody, I'm sure you guys know, but I want to tell everybody the reason why. I believe it was his former coach, trainer, for many years ago. His daughter died, and she was 10 years old. And he took a leave of absence, and went and coached the team. And it just shows you, again, the heartwarming. I like Marcy. We talked about him last week a little bit, but this is the softer side of hockey, man. This is the human side of hockey. This is the people side of hockey, and I think it's very admirable for him to step away from the game a little bit and just go help and do something for somebody when they're struggling through some things that are just unfortunate and people shouldn't have to go through, but we do. So I thought that was important to mention because as much as people hate Brad Marchand on the other side, I mean, there's a lot of great things about the guy, and that was one of them. So 2 weeks in a row, we're talking about him.
I think with Brad Marchand, I mean, I've grown to love him over the last year, honestly. Plays the game the right way. You could say the underhanded things that he did, but he was successful at it. This, first of all, thoughts and prayers to the family. God bless him. Honestly, that's an incredibly difficult loss. And this is something that Florida can totally rally behind. For Marchand to leave, they're already down a bunch of guys. Barkov, Tkachuk, Kulikov, Mikolo got hurt. Now Marchand's taking the lead. This is one of those things where I feel like he takes the leave, he comes back, and Florida kind of rallies behind him because that's a very close unit. They've been together, been through some wars, and they've been about a 500 team right now, Florida. But I think that they can use that momentum to get back into a playoff spot. I mean, I think they've been.
Oh yeah.
This is something that they can really rally behind.
Yeah. They're going to be dangerous when it's time to be dangerous,
You know, I'm going to say this, okay? I absolutely agree with everything you guys said, Paulie, especially you there about, the softer side of hockey, the personal side and stuff like that. But, this is the difference of hockey in the last 30, 40 years. It's changed where they allow players to do stuff like this now, where they can take a leave of absence. When I played and the guys before me, you would never get that opportunity. They'd look at you like you had like 5 holes in your head. They wouldn't give 2 flying fucks whether, who died, who didn't die, who did this, who did that. So I agree here. I think this is for the better. These guys should be allowed to be humans when they're allowed to be humans. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Hey, by the way, I got a question. Who was it that Tom Wilson hit with the clean check there last week?
Hedl.
I said it. 100% clean.
Hedl.
Yeah, okay. I just want to remember that.
100%.
Why
I forgot all about it, clean check, and people are still bitching about it to me.
Nah, I mean, it was a clean check. It is what it is.
I'm not a Tom Wilson fan, but that was 100% clean.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, it is what it is, man.
I agree. I'm not a big fan of his because when he plays the Rangers, but every team in the league would take 2 Tom Wilsons.
I'll tell you what, if that guy ever became an unrestricted free agent, he could write his own check anywhere he wanted to be.
Yeah.
Great middle six.
Absolutely.
That's why Tom Wilson will be on Team Canada. I mean, he's not the most skilled guy, but they could totally use him for the Olympics. I bet you Tom Wilson will be on Team Canada.
That's a good thought. What do you think, Cuts?
I think it'd be great. He'd knock the shit out of those Kachuk brothers for once and all. How's that?
You want to know why Team USA lost the 4 Nations? Because
okay.
Austin Matthews was puck watching and Connor McDavid scored the game-winning goal. Same reason why Toronto ain't making the playoffs this year, Kotze.
Yeah, listen, you lost because you lost. You stunk. You've got beat. Quit complaining.
Oh, easy, Kotze.
You got beat. Well, who the fuck won the game? Who won the game?
Easy, Kotze. Easy with that.
Easy with that. If he's throwing it in my face, I'm throwing it right back at him.
Oh, come on. And what would happen in the 3rd game?
Listen, I know a couple of weeks ago I got you guys all excited that I defend Canadians, but what do you guys do? Defend Americans and Russians all the time. So what's the difference?
Well, I don't defend no Russians.
The
goofy guy up top there does, and the goofy guy down here does.
Every time we do this show, there's forced pitchers up here, and I'm waiting for somebody to pop in that 5th spot like Ann B. Davis from the Brady Bunch. We got to get somebody to go right in the middle.
Ann B. Davis. Listen, those 2 don't even know who she is.
Oh man, do we digress around here?
I can't wait till Team USA walks away with the gold this year.
Hey,
every now and then they find a diamond in a goat's ass. You'll get lucky one of these years.
Yeah, they call that guy Sidney Crosby going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Pittsburgh,
you mean the greatest player in the modern day since Mary Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky?
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that
That
they
guy?
found a diamond by making them go to Pittsburgh, not New York, with the frozen bowl and the friggin' ping pong machine.
Oh, that wasn't just him. Who was the other guy that they could have had? Remember the other night the Rangers got screwed out of Sakic? Remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
Yep.
well,
Actually agreed to sign him to a $10 million deal before $10 million was even $10 million.
There's a beautiful ESPN special on that. If you guys haven't
Yeah,
seen it,
there is one actually. Yes.
30 for 30, Joe Sakic. Neil
Yeah,
Smith
real
was
quick,
robbing his ass.
Did the NHL not step in and say no? That contract
No.
was not
You know,
viable.
they did, but you know how they saved them, guys? Do you know what saved Joe Sakic? And this is why you guys need to boycott this freaking company, just like I did. From that day, I haven't drank their product, Pepsi. Pepsi gave the Avalanche the money to pay him.
Really?
Pepsi came in and said, make us an exclusive vendor. We'll pay you $10 million up front. Wink, wink. Kick Coke out of the arena. They did, and they matched the offer the next day.
Wow.
That's good business, man. You can't be
real,
mad at
real
good
quick,
business.
real quick. I gotta say with Pittsburgh. I can just get back on Pittsburgh. Crosby and Malkin are playing about 10 years younger. Eric Carlson's found himself again.
That's not gonna last though.
You're wrong.
That's
Dan
not gonna
Hughes
last.
has that team playing very well. He's the early Jack Adams Award favorite.
No, he's not. He's
And
giving them steroids.
Right now, from what Pittsburgh was and what they are right now,
It won't last.
Very early, buddy.
What are we
Very
betting?
early.
Okay, Toronto's not making the playoffs, and Pittsburgh is. I'm telling
Okay.
you that right now.
I disagree. I think it's going to be completely flipped. But more importantly, it's 9/11. It's time. Let's do. Oh, you can't see it. Let's do that team right there.
One's back there behind Ricky too.
Yeah, behind everybody.
You notice Igor's on the top and Hank's on the bottom.
You
How
got,
many
hey,
Stanley
listen,
Cups?
you got no business with a Hank jersey, all the crap that you talk. So I'll be happy to buy it from you. You bring
He's
it
a
over
great
here.
announcer. I told you. He's a legendary announcer.
Oh, he's a great announcer.
He's the Swedish Sam Rosen.
All
Eagles
right,
let up
let's
11
go.
goals in 2 games, huh?
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Kotz, we're going to start with you, and then we're going to go round robin. So, Kotz, Matt, Ricky, and then myself. Kotz, the New York Rangers go into Calgary and just, like, you
It was
got
awful. It was awful. It was an awful
Explain.
performance. I'm glad I stayed up to watch it.
How do you – here's
It was
my
awful.
question,
It
though.
was just awful.
How do you go into Calgary knowing that
They tried to justify by saying they had 2 good periods after the first. They had 3 horseshit periods, as far as I'm concerned.
But how do you go not ready to play because they didn't look ready? They get scored in the first minute.
I have no idea how you're not ready to play. That any kind of aura of being worried about playing in another team's building has disappeared in the last 30 years. You shouldn't be worried about intimidation factors or anything like that, especially a team that had lost like 8 in a row or 7 in a row. And you went out there and you just threw your sticks and gloves on the ice and thought you were going to beat them. Calgary outplayed them, Paulie. Plain and simple.
They got beat
They
every
deserve
single
to win.
aspect in that game.
Yeah,
Every
they-
single aspect.
they
Four
deserve
check,
to
back
win.
check.
And, and you go from there. You go from there. You go the next night. And what do? They actually played a good game last night. But
I don't want to talk Vancouver yet.
well, I'm gonna because it's all in one, and I'm not gonna get enough time in with everybody else. Where's the offense, boys? Where's the offense on this team? The top heavy guys, and don't just blame one guy, Laffy. Where's the offense?
It's not laughing.
Well, let me ask you a question. We talked about this really early in the season, game 1. If you think that JT Miller is healthy, you're crazy. JT Miller has avoided contact. He's playing with no edge. That scene of him almost puking on the bench in Calgary is a freaking disgrace, and they're starting to make excuses right away to cover the guy, saying it's altitude. I've never heard a single player complain about altitude in Calgary ever before. Okay? He's doubled over. He's taking short shifts. He's avoiding contact. He's playing hurt. Plain and simple. There's something wrong with him. and he's playing. He's gutting it out. He's a warrior. I'm not bad mouthing the guy. He's playing hurt.
Yeah, I
our
agree with
friend,
you.
the bread man,
Well,
if he goes inside and curls backwards one more time at the blue
Ricky,
line, I'm going to hire Nancy freaking Kerrigan's assailant over there to break his fucking kneecap because
listen, he better be hurt because he's not producing at all. Okay,
not at all.
Nope.
Hey, listen,
There's
all joking around aside, there's
no
three players.
production from that line at all.
There's three players this season who have stood out, and I'll give them to you in order: Matt Rempe, Laba, and Zibanejad. That's it. And I'm not a Zibanejad fan at all.
Carrick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Sam Carrick, 100%. I apologize. 100%. Maybe the top of that list.
They're just not producing offensively, guys. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is their goals for in the league is like what, 31st? Matt, something like that, like one of the worst in the league.
We score one goal a game. Teams got us right where they want us. Once we score one goal,
they got
their one for the night.
You got top-heavy guys making the big money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of them's out. Trocheck's out. And nobody's scoring. Zibanejad's got 4 goals.
Yeah. So let's look at it by the week, right? So we had 3 games. The Rangers have scored 8 goals in those 3 games since our last episode.
Yeah.
Taylor Radish had a hat trick. Sam Carrick had an empty netter. 6 of those goals were the bottom 6 guys. Parsonen, Radish, Lava, Carrick. Because Zibanejad has the other 2. So to your point, Kotze, where are the other guys? Where are the big boys? Where's Miller? Where's Panarin?
Connor Sherry's on the top line. What are we doing? Why?
Hey, Offerman got a shift.
Listen,
He got a shift.
He's on the top line. A guy didn't even play a shift last year in the NHL. The team is just, I don't get it.
It's a nepotism thing because that's Sullivan's niece's husband, right? So it's a nepotism thing. But here's the thing, okay? This Ranger team, you want to know why they're bad? It has nothing to do with this season. The fish rots from the head down. James Dolan is a god-awful owner. He's horrible. And he only gets somewhat of a pass because he's in the same town with the Wilpons for a decade before they sold the team. And Woody Johnson over with the Jets is incredibly the worst owner in all of sports. They are disastrous. So he gets a pass for both the Rangers and the Knicks, where those franchises have been god-awful under his ownership. He's been a terrible owner. Glenn Sather has been a terrible president. And like I said, the fish rots from the head down. And that's the problem with this Rangers team. It starts with ownership. If you don't have a good ownership, you're not going to be successful. Now, going to coaching decisions. Sullivan, I generally like what he has done, but I'm almost mad that they won the game in Vancouver for 2 reasons, because they're going to stick with the lineup. And Robertson and Othman sitting out, to me, Robertson was the best defenseman analytically in Calgary. And Othman you bring up for 1 game. And I'm not a big Othman fan. I think out of Berard, Perreault, and Othman, he's 3rd. But you bring up Othman for 1 game just to sit him. Why?
Well, they embarrassed the kid. I'll be honest with you. They said
Why?
Did you read Sullivan's quote? He caused us to have pucks go in our net. He was caught back on a bad pass, 100%. He was on the ice. I think they really should come out and say, you're 20 feet in front of a goaltender with nobody in front of you, and you're trying to pass the puck. Shoot the freaking puck, kid. Okay? But he deserves a better opportunity than, what do you get, 6 minutes in a game?
I agree.
That's the pecking order, Ricky. That's the pecking order the way it works. The guys up top aren't going to get criticized because they're the ones who make the most money.
100% agree,
Right.
Kotze.
So when you're a rookie and you're a guy in his 1st, 2nd, 3rd year, you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt from the head coach. That has always been the way it is, no matter what area you play in. And I got to say this about Dolan. I'm not going to agree with you 100% on that, Matt, because when it comes to every free agent that's of any significance over the last 20, 25 years, have the Rangers not gone out and spent the money or made the deal for the Gabricks, for all the guys? Chris Drury was one of the sought-after free agents. Gomez was one of the sought-after free agents. The top three that year, there were two out of the top three. They went out and got Gabrick when he was available, who was one of the big studs in the league at the time. You went out and got Panarin. How are you going to blame ownership for what your president and your general managers do?
Well, the culture of the New York Rangers was destroyed by President Glenn Sather. Kotze, you're going to have to admit this too. Glenn Sather set this organization back 20 years. 20 years.
Yeah, I can't argue that because you're right. He's the one that said that, that if he had, an Edmonton,
he'd win the Stanley Cup every year.
10 Stanley Cups. I got it. I got all that. But they went out and got everybody. They got Pavel Bure. They went out and got Lindros. I mean, I can go down the list, guys. The biggest problem with the New York Rangers over the last 30 years, and I'm going to look this up for next week's show. Take a look at their draft choices and see who they've actually produced.
Well, it goes back, but Kotze, that goes back to the 70s when they took Ron Duguay over Mike Bossy.
Okay, but I'm just saying, Ricky, none of these guys have ever come out and be a stud for the Rangers.
No, I agree with you.
The last 2-3 years in the league.
Kotze, have you been watching my cartoons I'm mailing to you every day? Have you been watching? Okay. Have you seen Jed, the Golden Jed? Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So again, I'm going to ask, how do you have a team full of superstars? Like you said, you made the greatest point I've ever heard in the last 2 years about the New York Rangers. When you broke it down and finally got through my thick skull, Miller's here for 10 years. Zibanejad signed for 10 years. These kids aren't going to get a chance because the top players are already signed. 100% great point, okay? But how do you put a horse and wagon in charge of a Ferrari's development? The guy has never done anything. Before that, it was Tanner Glass was his assistant. I forget who's his assistant now. Okay, they just brought in Wheeler. Maybe Wheeler could make a difference. I'm not sure. He just got signed here. But this organization
is chief operations officer or something.
I'm sorry, who was?
You know Laviolette is, right? You know he's in the front office.
Yeah.
You know that, right? You all know that Laviolette's in the front office with Chris Drury, right?
Do you know the one player that this organization has developed is Matt Rempe? That's it.
I just, guys, like I was talking with Ron Gressler about this the other day, okay?
Get him on the damn show.
He made a good, I'll give you a quick analogy, okay? Remember Jason Moore?
Yeah, he's a play-by-play announcer for the
second round draft choice of the Rangers. He came up for his first game, was partnered with Ron Gressler, okay? They scored a goal, -1, sat the bench the whole game, and they never saw the Rangers again after that, okay? Because Michel Bergeron picked on the young guy instead of a veteran guy. My point is this. Your young guys have to get ice time. Good, bad, or indifferent if you want them to be good players in the NHL. They can't be called up from Hartford for a cup of coffee and then sent back. They can't play 2 minutes, 3 minutes a game and then tell me that they're horse shit. Okay? You can't do that to these guys. These guys have to learn by their mistakes. They have to learn by playing the game and getting significant minutes. I looked it up. I'm not a stat guy. Panarin averages almost 20 minutes a night. Okay?
He doesn't come off. He double shifts.
So does Zibanejad. So does Fox. Okay? Go look at the younger guys that have played in the last 2-3 years and see what their average ice time is per game. It's pitiful. Then you expect these guys to grow?
No.
Yeah, even as bad as Lafreniere is, I'll tell you right now, his average ice time in the NHL is 15 minutes. His whole career.
But you know what?
Guys are getting 20. That's 5 minutes more, guys. I'm just giving you the what for. They do not develop their players properly. They can talk to me until they're blue in the face. I know a lot of these guys at the Garden and stuff like that. But we can go through the list. Hedl. We can go through everybody. Leas all the way back 30 years.
But to your point where you're saying, okay, Dolan went out and got these guys. Well, that's the problem. You didn't trust the process. You hire the people. If you're the owner, you're hiring people to do the job properly. When a waiter messes up in a restaurant, if a waiter messes up in Applebee's, do they blame the waiter or do they play the person running Applebee's? Right? Who's going to get the heat? Okay? That's just how business works. They screwed up. This Ranger team screwed up, whether they admit it or not. And I know we went to 2 conference finals. They screwed up when they did sign Panarin and they signed Truba. And they didn't go through completely with the rebuild. They had the 1st and 2nd overall pick. Like you said, you signed these top-end guys, and they took away ice time from the kids. You would have been better off if you had Kakko, you had Lafreniere, throw them to the Wolves, let them get top 6 minutes, get them their power play time. Instead, you sign guys, you rush to rebuild, and you never built a proper roster. If you would have rebuilt another year or 2 and then went for it, you would have had probably another top 5 or 10 pick, and you would have developed.
It comes down to financials, Matty. It comes down to financials. The Rangers will never go with a full rebuild because Madison Square Garden cannot have an empty seat. It's just that's all it comes down to.
They're still going to charge fans $1 gazillion.
Matt, you make a lot of good points, but when you look around the city of New York and all the New York teams, how do they win championships? You know how they win? They buy them, just like the Yankees.
When has New York won a championship?
Think about it. Am I right or wrong?
Katya, I haven't seen one champion.
Well, you cannot sell tickets in New York City look at the Jet. Nobody wants to go to a Jet game anymore, okay? Because they're not winning.
And you want to know something? The Jets just announced a 12% price increase.
It's a city that wants winners, and they want it immediately. That's the problem. So you as an owner, you as a head coach, and you as a guy who's running the show, general manager-wise, there's a lot of heat on you. So you have to go out and get the stars to keep the fans happy. But in the end, it neglects building from within.
Yep. My disdain for Dolan will always keep me out of Madison Square Garden. Okay? You could say that doesn't make me a true fan. I'd much rather travel to a game and go to a Ranger game on the road than go to Madison Square Garden where it's going to cost me $600 to go with me and my wife and this and that. Like, it's ridiculous.
That's the price of the ticket in Toronto and Montreal and New York City. That's the price you pay having sports teams in those cities.
Come to Nashville, day of the game.
People that will pay for that.
Are you ready for the thing they're doing here in Nashville? It's called a golden ticket. You go on the day of the game, and if there's seats available, you pay $17, but you don't get a guaranteed seat. And when you walk in, the usher puts you where there's an empty seat. So you can sit on the glass for $17 here in Nashville. It's happened to a friend of mine. They bought a ticket.
That's understandable, Ricky, because
I'm just saying it's a different world in New York City than here. That's what I'm saying. It's a different world.
There's no big rush to go see the Nashville Predators, the Stanley Cup defending champions. You know what I'm saying? It's a small city. Well, that's the way it goes. Pittsburgh had trouble filling the damn joint when I played, until they got Mary Lemieux.
Yep.
Then Mary Lemieux filled the joint. Then they won a couple Stanley Cups, and then they kind of took a little dive, and they were having trouble again. Remember?
Yep. Look at
and then Mary had to buy the team, and then they, like you said, finagled Crosby, and now they sell out all the time.
Yeah, finagled. Hey, Gary, we're moving the team out of Pittsburgh if you don't give us Sydney. Well, we're going to institute an NHL draft for you, Mario. Don't worry about it, sir. As long as this kid gets on his knees for me.
I'm hearing rumors he wants to buy the team back again.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, let's kill one rumor, too, that I think Paulie helped spread. Matt Rempe's sister came out on social media 2 days ago and broke the story that no New York reporter had the balls to put out, which none of them do. New York also is the worst media coverage in the history of the National Hockey League. Matt Rempe has a broken thumb. Okay, he did not get his jaw broken. He did not get his bell rung, Paulie. He doesn't have brain damage. He didn't become Down syndrome like you said he did after Reeves destroyed him, as you put it. He'll be back in 4 to 6. He has a broken thumb, and it's a big loss for this team. Big loss.
Yeah. He lost that fight, buddy. Hate to tell you.
He lost it, but he didn't lose it bad. Go watch it again.
He lost it.
He didn't lose it bad.
Listen, I didn't say he didn't lose the fight. You just said he got destroyed.
His ass to his knees. Sorry. I watched him 7 times.
And got up and got up.
4 times in the head knocked him down to his
Okay.
knees. I love the kid. He's
Who's
strong.
winning
And at the end of the fight,
I love the
he
kid.
had Reeves' jersey over his head, and the linesman came in and broke it up.
Paulie, did Rampy get any punches in it at all?
He did, yes.
Okay, that's all I want to hear.
Did he have his jersey over his head to
that
end the fight when the linesman had to come in to protect Reeves?
Exactly.
Listen,
He lost the fight. I'll give him. I'll
Yeah.
say 60% he lost the fight. Yeah.
Again, but you're talking about a guy, and I say this every time. He's not a goon. He's had less than 20 fights in his entire life. Ryan Reeves does that in one season for 15 years.
Rick,
Okay.
I got it, man. And
I'm just saying. I'm breaking your balls a little because you're
No,
an
I know,
anti-Ranger fan.
And
you're
there's
anti-Rangers.
I love Matt Rempe. I love the guy. My biggest thing is I was on the phone with Kotze too. My biggest thing is he doesn't tie up the hand well.
No.
He does not tie up.
George LaRock gave him the
hand
worst
well.
advice in the world. George LaRock said to him, grab the center of the jersey right
That's
here
wrong.
and use your reach. Big
Right.
mistake. Doug Smith, the best fighter in the history of fight teachers, Doug the Thug, one of my personal friends, Doug Smith, tie the arm up. If he ties a guy's arm up, there's no way Reeves could reach him anywhere. Grab him here on the elbow, lock his arm out with your left, tie his right out, go up and down with your strength and your reach, and drill him on the other side.
The other guy that had his way with Rempe was Olivier.
Oh, Olivier's the best fighter in the last 15 years.
Absolutely. That guy, I think he's the best.
But even that fight, Paulie, Rempe got his shots in.
He did. I mean, he's going.
Oh, he's lucky he didn't.
So big.
Big mark on his hand, Olivia. I remember that one too.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I get it. I get it. Listen,
but he
he's a
doesn't.
big
What
kid.
he doesn't do, Ricky, is exactly what you said. And if I was him, I mean, I by no means was the greatest fighter at all. I fought some of the best fighters, but I never got knocked out. I never got kabonged in the face because I knew how to protect myself and see the punches coming. Except for one, Larry Playford caught me pretty good. But I'm just Rempe, why he doesn't reach out like this with his hand back here instead of this one here. When you got reach like that, keep that right way back here, then fish for that jersey. Instead, he's getting into this, and the guys are getting inside him.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You got to reach like that. He could hang guys out to dry out there, just like Zdeno Chara did when he learned how to fight. Remember?
Yeah.
Chara
Well, you know what?
left
You know
hand out there and keep guys out.
For years. Darren Langdon
Rempe-
owned Chara. Owned him. And then
You gotta
Chara
give-
overnight developed his body and became a massive tough guy in this league.
Because he knew how to use his reach.
Yeah.
But you gotta give Rempe credit
Oh, yeah.
because
I love
not even for the fight, because he was trying to energize this lifeless team.
Yep.
He dropped the gloves. He didn't sneak up on Reeves. It wasn't one of those. It was okay. Let's go mano a mano. Reeves is still one of the best fighters in the league. He hung in with him, and you know what? This Ranger team shouldn't have needed that spark plug, especially this early in the season.
What
They
did I
should
say
be
2 shows
going.
ago?
They should
Start that line at the Garden.
They should
Start
be so
that line.
embarrassed from what happened last year that they should be motivated every game to go out and prove last year was a fluke and they're more like the team from 2 years ago. But he needed to be the Energizer Bunny. Unfortunately, got hurt, and now the lines are all shifted. Now we got Radish and Shiri on the top 6, just like everyone predicted.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you one thing real quick, and I want to move on from the fourth line. But while that line was healthy, that was the best line on this team. And they were getting minutes in the last 2 minutes of games, and I was very happy that Sullivan was treating them with the ice time they deserved. They they weren't given that ice time. They earned that ice time. And Sam Carrick has been a major influence. Now, here's my problem. One quick thing I want to say, going to Maddie's point, how is Edstrom not getting the shot on the front line when Sherry's getting it? I don't understand.
This for 2
Edstrom's
weeks.
presence, forecheck, ability to win the puck down low is exactly what we need right now to get the puck disadvantage at Miller. It's exactly what we need.
But let's put Shiri in there, right? Let's put Shiri in there.
That's what I said before. He's on the top line. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Wait till we trade for Charlie McElroy.
The definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, right? Doing the
Oh my
same
God.
thing over and
Ricky,
over
you
again.
got some good ones. Man, you're so funny.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm being
yeah.
serious, but we said it.
Hey, Ricky, I want to give you a little something. I know Darren Langdon very well. I've done a few things with him in the last 5 years, and pound for pound, I mean, the only time I ever seen him get the shit beat up pretty bad was Stu Grimson in Hartford one night.
Wait, who'd you say got beat up?
Darren Langdon.
Oh, he killed Langdon and Vandenbush in the same game.
That's the only time I ever seen Darren Langdon struggle in a fight. When he was in
Yeah.
Hartford playing against Grimson in Hartford.
And then the next time out,
I will go on out and tell you flat out. Darren Langdon gave Ty Domi everything he ever had.
oh, listen, Darren Langdon beat McSorley. He beat Probert. He beat every single top heavyweight in the league.
He beat Domi in those fights because you watch those fights at the end. Domi don't want to fight no more. Langer was a long game fighter.
Yeah, for
Okay?
sure. Hey, one of my favorite players of all time. I'm hoping to get him on the show, actually. I'm trying to backdoor to get him on. I'm talking to a couple of people that know him very well.
He's a really good guy. I've done a few things with him over the last 5-6 years. He's a fantastic
Gosh,
person.
tell me we did not have the honor of having some of the toughest guys in the last 20 years, but they were all under 5'10". You had Domi. You had PJ Stock. You had Ryan Vandenbush. You had all of these guys that were so willing.
Vandenbush is a
but
little
small.
bigger. He's a little bigger.
But they're just small. You know, that was our
George
problem.
George McPhee.
Oh, George, he was an animal. My cousin Mike's in the chat room. We used to call him George the Animal. You know,
I played against George. I think I told Paulie this on our show a couple of years ago. I played against George as a junior, and I saw him fight then, and I'm going, holy shit, you know, like as a 16, 17-year-old. So by the time I got to the NHL and Georgie came in a few years later, I was telling the guys in the dressing room, you know, like, yeah, don't take this guy lightly because he's 5 foot fuck all. Because he'll not.
who was Kotze? If you were there when he came up, right? Who was it?
I was in Hartford when.
Oh, you were in Hartford, but maybe you know the story. There's a story that goes around, and I can't remember the name right now, and it might have been Roberge. Who was the guy that was in Ranger camp, McPhee's rookie year, that they fought 6 times on the ice, and then they were roommates, and they heard a big disturbance. They were fighting in the room every single night. They had to have somebody go in and break it up.
You know, I don't know anything about that. I might have to ask, you know, who.
Yeah, I think it might have been when the Rangers brought in Serge Roberge as for a minor league tryout, and they put him on. But he was fighting somebody 6 games in a row, 6 scrimmages in a row, and then he went in the room and they were roommates and they were brawling through the hallway in the hotel.
Steve Richmond?
No, it wasn't Steve Richmond. And Steve Richmond, the toughest Jew to ever play hockey. But let me tell you,
what about Shane Churla?
Shane Churla was an animal. Shane Churla gave a heart and soul to the New York Rangers.
You're telling me his rookie year he was in camp with me in Hartford, and all he did was fight in the exhibition in our scrimmages. I finally grabbed him after the second day. I said, "You don't have to fight every second shift."
Chainsaw Churla. Matty has no idea who these guys are. He's got to look them up. He wasn't born.
Hey,
wasn't born.
Hey, Rick, I will tell you, I remember, I think Tortorella was I can't even think of who the coach was. We were doing a show. You were on the show with us when we were doing Blog Talk. And it was when the Rangers acquired Brandon Prust. And you called that. I think he came out of
Calgary.
Yeah.
Calgary.
You know how I knew about that trade?
I love this kid. I think the Rangers should get him, blah, 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 blah. And sure enough, as soon as we turned the fucking show off, I think 2 or 3 days later, he became a New York Ranger.
Let me admit something on this one. Let me admit something. I kept the secret for a long time. So you know I've had the sports memorabilia business, right?
Yeah.
I forget the guy's name. He was a Russian guy. He was the Ranger who we traded for Prust to Calgary. Somebody could look it up. Maddie, look it up real fast, how the Rangers acquired Brandon Prust. Anyway, that Russian guy was signed to appear at my bar for an autograph signing. And they called me up and canceled 2 days before and said he's getting traded to Calgary for Brandon Prust. And we did your show.
You're like, hey,
that
what
one
do
was
you guys
coming.
think of this guy?
I knew Brandon Prust had it when he took on Steve McIntyre in Edmonton one night.
Yeah.
He was giving up almost 100 pounds and about 9 inches. And he hung in there with him.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Maddie. Who was it?
Alice Katalik, something like that.
From
Calgary?
Kavalik. He played like 8 games for us, and we traded him right out of town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
1st,
like Brandon
2010.
Prust, and the
But
other
listen,
guy I liked was
Listen,
Tanner
let's talk
Glass.
about this team.
Tanner Glass is a tough guy too, Ricky.
Yeah,
like
but another
that.
guy was
Let's talk
6
about
foot
this team
tall.
right here, okay?
I know he was small, but he was game.
Yep.
I want to say something. I want to say something that's been on my mind for a while. Even with the 3 games that we played, right? I don't even think we look good. I'm not even really happy with the Vancouver one. The Vancouver's missing about 8 guys, so they're banged up. Wasn't really a great performance, but hey, 2 points is 2 points. This power play is so bad.
Oh boy.
We keep saying it. In Vancouver, it was bad, and we keep putting out the same line over and over.
Sherry's getting
and
play.
over
Sherry's
again.
getting power play time.
But
Sherry.
who do you got? He's putting all the dynamite in one stick. I mean,
Well,
what
let
do
me
you got?
ask you a question.
But
Up in the
there's
air.
no boom.
Did anybody watch the game last night where Chicago went on a power play and they made 3 passes and the puck was in the net? It was the most incredible thing I ever saw. They threw the puck down low. The guy threw it back to the point. He threw it down low. Before the guy stopped his stick with the puck, he pushed it to the slot, and the guy put the puck in the net. It was bing, bing, bing in the net. The Rangers throw the puck back and forth at the blue line 73 times, right? Then Sherry goes in the corner with his little midget ace stick, and he gets the puck taken away from him. Then we go all the way back down the ice. And where is Lafreniere? Here's my point with Laffy. I want the kid to succeed. I do. But how are you going to score goals when you're even with the goal line? He plays off to the side of the net.
Last week. I said that to you last week.
He's playing even on the goal line. What is he, fucking curling? What is he trying to get the little puck to stop on the red line in the blue paint? What's he doing?
Especially the way the game's played today. I don't understand why guys don't stand in front of the net. Nobody's going to hurt you like we did back in the day.
No, you guys killed people. I did that interview with Ben Wilson. He told me he played with 3 sticks. 3 sticks. He had a regular shift stick. He had a power play stick that was illegal with the blade. And he had a penalty kill stick that weighed more than the other 2 combined to break over someone's back. Now,
I used to sit there and cry about Paulie's favorite Red Wings there with the Holmstrom, that gorilla in front of the net. Nobody touch him. You know what I mean?
Look, this team isn't going anywhere unless their top 6 acts like a top 6. They are not going anywhere.
Well,
and the win over Vancouver doesn't exactly excite me.
We're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay.
I
really think we are. Listen to me. I'm not joking. No. Rempe's going to get healthy. 25 games in. Berard's going to be up here. After Christmas, maybe New Year's, Perreault's going to be up here. We're going to have energy with the kids. The 4th line's going to be back intact. Listen, we said some things. Maddie, you were on board with this too. We were losing games. We were getting stoned by goalies who stood on their head. And our defensive play against Edmonton, our defensive play in those couple games when we lost against Washington, we shut down offense, period. They were getting no shots on net, nothing. We were playing great defensive hockey. The wheels fell off. Give Sullivan some time. Kotze puts it the best. I'll give him credit. Let the slugs weed themselves out 15, 20 games, and then there's going to be these kids up here. And when these kids come up, they're going to be a little bit more ready for the NHL than what they were. Listen, I love Perreault. I did his first ever interview. You ever see that? I broke in the draft with a fake media badge to interview Gabe Perreault. I got him before Larry Brooks, anybody had him. I love the kid, okay? But he came out of here being a little bit of a prima donna because in college, they were the best team in the world. They had all the eyes on them because they had 73 guys were getting drafted off that team. They were they were winning World Juniors, beating Canada every year, just smacking those Canadians around like they were nothing. And he came up to the NHL, and it was a different story. All of a sudden, 6'3" monsters are running him over, and he didn't have 13 seconds to play with the puck down low. Give them time. They're going to be okay, I promise you. And I'm not trying to be a buster on this one. I'm being very serious. They're going to make the playoffs.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
All right, well, another roast beef sandwich we got, me and you.
No, they're not. They're not. Listen, listen. All these races,
fucking Maddie,
and they've already left so many points on the board. They left so many points on the board.
You think Maddie would be exhausted from all the clips he did?
No, they're not. No. Listen, nobody wants this team to make the Rangers. Nobody wants this Rangers team to make the playoffs more than me. They're not making the playoffs. Okay.
I don't know. I think it's way too early.
You know, you can talk so you're blue in the face. The bottom six. If the bottom 6 is the best thing about your team, you're not making the playoffs. Simple
Well-
as that. Do you have faith? Do you have faith in Panarin to turn it around? Do you have faith in Lafreniere? Mika Zibanejad's been the best top 6 forward.
Well,
Any
Trocheck's coming
argument?
back.
Any argument?
It's way
If you
too
had
early.
Mika Zibanejad-
It's, you know what? Manny,
Mika Zibanejad or Taylor Radish. Those are
you
the 2
got
best
your
forwards
point.
they've had.
You make some great points tonight. I think we all make some great points. But anybody who thinks that any one of us is 100% right on our predictions, we're all full of shit. It's only been like 10 or 12 games so far this year, guys. There's a whole 7/8 of the season to go still. So I agree. I think 15, 20 games, I think you're going to see either the Rangers swim or they're going to drown. One of the two with what they got.
Kotze, let me ask you a quick question because I know we're winding down. If the Rangers come trade deadline time or out of a playoff spot and done, it becomes sellers. Do you think that's Drury's job? Do you think he's done if this happens? If they got to sell again and start the rebuild all over again without Panarin, maybe without Laffy, do you think he finally gets his "you're out of here"?
I think Chris Drury's on the spot right now, being quite honest with you. I mean, he's been there 5 years now, hasn't he? I mean, he's been the one making all the decisions. And I'm not going to lay it all on his shoulders because let's call it what it is, guys. Got a bunch of players that are underperforming. They underperformed last year, and they're doing it again this year. And
Did they underperform?
unfortunately, it's the top.
2 years ago.
It's still the top 6 guys that are underperforming. I'm not worried about the bottom 6 guys. The bottom 6 guys don't get the ice time to do anything. It's the top 6 guys. They're underperforming right now, and that's the reason why they're struggling offensively. Now, Ricky, last night, the game, they actually got back to what they did previously. They actually played, I thought, pretty good D last night. Third period was a little iffy, but the first 2 periods, they shut Vancouver down.
Yep.
Okay? Regardless of who's in the lineup for Vancouver or not, they shut them down. And
But-
Carrick nailed their top point getter, Garland, got him out of the game. Then he took on that Swede Peterson and beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? So, it's going to be a big one with Edmonton because Edmonton found some offense last night. So we'll find out tomorrow whether they're ready or not, But I just think it's way too early. Way too early to – I agree to disagree. We make predictions, and I know I'm full of shit sometimes, but I think we're all full of shit about our predictions because it's way too early. Because if it's the truth, I would cash everything I own right now and tell you Utah's going to win the Stanley Cup. I would cash everything right now to say that the Toronto Maple Leafs aren't going to make the playoffs.
Columbus 5-1 over Toronto right now. 5-1.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's
Well,
okay.
when Utah loses a couple games, I'll point at you. How's that?
Okay, they'll still be in the playoffs.
Remember, you got to take it as you give it, big boy.
Go Tusky, baby.
Yeah, how's those ones?
I don't know. I think Toronto makes the playoffs.
Absolutely. And Utah will not be there in the end.
I listen.
That's my prediction.
Getting back.
I could
to
be
the
wrong.
Rangers,
I could
getting
be
back to the
wrong.
Rangers,
I think
point
Utah will be a
production-
team. I think Utah will be a team to be reckoned with in a year or two. Yeah.
Okay, but listen, we're on the Rangers right now. Their defense is okay. There's been a little bit of kinks in defense the last couple of games, giving up 11 goals in 2 games, and then obviously the shutout. But I just don't trust their top 6 right now until I see somebody catch fire. Panarin had what?
6-1 Blue Jackets.
Wow.
I got it on the background. I can hear it.
Until Panarin catches fire, or Zibanejad catches fire, or Lafreniere catches fire, that's not happening. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Panarin's got 4 points in 1 game. Take that game away. He's got 3 points in 11 games.
And Lafreniere has 2 and 1, so take that. He has 2.
Okay, one's making
There's a minus 10.
one makes $4.5 million more than the other.
Yeah.
They both suck.
Well, listen, one thing that's bothered me about Lafreniere, he's become
That number 10 stinks too.
Okay.
Lafreniere's become the new Eli Manning, all shucks guy. All shucks. All shucks.
I agree.
They both suck
I agree.
defensively.
I
I
agree.
shot the puck wide again. Oh, shucks.
When you're the number one guy, and the number one guy is Artemi Panarin, guys, get it through your head. It's not Lafreniere. It's Artemi Panarin. He's the number one guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy that leads the team in scoring every year.
Yep.
He's the guy that's supposed to lead you.
And
Just
scoring.
remember that. Quit laying the blame to the rest of the guys. Number one he gets paid the most money to perform the best. Just remember that.
Listen, I'm going to say something right here that I don't think anyone's going to agree with, and I know his jersey is right there. This team right now would probably be better off if you were to chip Panarin out, let one of those young kids go, and they play more free. Because the puck is staying on Panarin's stick. It's not flowing like it used to. I know you are super anti-Russian over here, Kotze, but in the 6 years before this, Panarin was always finding guys. He's not finding guys right now. He's holding the puck, and he's shooting from 60, 70 feet out. Okay?
I told you this at the beginning, though, man. The guy's 34 years old. You're not going to be – what does he think he is? Gordie Howe going to play till he's 60?
He's
34 now. He's 34 years old. He's done a lot in his career. There's no question about it. He's been the go-to guy for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's still technically the Rangers' go-to guy.
Yeah. I just don't –
After that, it goes down. It goes down to Zibanejad. It goes down to JT Miller. They're not doing it either.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Zibanejad to me has been easily their best forward.
He's played better. I agree.
He got robbed at least 3 times where a goalie made an unreal save. Charlie Lindgren,
I agree.
Skinner. He could have 7 or 8 right now very easily. Okay. And maybe if he has 7 or 8, that changes the mojo of this team. But right now, I can't see them being a playoff team. Too many teams in the Metro are good. They are the worst team in the Metro. The Rangers are right now. I feel pretty confident saying that.
Hey, the Rangers got one good thing going for them. One really solid thing. None of them played poker at all with Chauncey Billups. They're not named in any scandal yet. But don't be surprised if Yager's name pops up in that thing.
Oh, I already know about that stuff. Come on. Yager used to leave practice.
Helicopter.
He had a limo take him to Atlantic City every day after practice when he's in Washington.
Yeah. Well, he had a helicopter in New York City dropping him off down there on the roof of Caesars.
If the top 6 don't perform, I agree 100% with Matt.
Maybe we can get Panarin traded just saying he was at a Diddy party.
It's up to them. It's up to them to get this team rolling again.
No, I mean, listen, I just don't think it's there. If Miller's hurt like he is, and we made that trade, we traded for JT Miller because we thought he was a point per game player close to a 100-point guy. We thought Panarin is a 100-point guy. These guys aren't it right now. We thought JT Miller, the guy we got, was a center that could carry a line. He's not carrying a line.
I'm going to bring you to the final thoughts.
Will Cooley has not been good. He had a beautiful assist last night.
Maddie just continues to talk.
Will Cooley shouldn't be on that line.
He should be third. I said that last week.
I said it. I agreed with you last week. You shouldn't be on that line.
So hey, here's some final thoughts here, and I think we're gonna zip this thing up. But we talk about the New York Rangers a lot, like we own them, and I love that. But there are a lot of things to be said, and I gotta kind of sway on Ricky's side right now. If JT is hurt, obviously he's gonna get healthy. You're missing Trocheck in the circle, okay? I think also Trocheck will help the power play again. Mika's been better. He hasn't been great, but he's definitely been better than what we've seen. I think Mika needs a little bit more of a spark. JT missed an open net on the power play last night. I think the real question mark here is, what's going on Panarin? Is we said in the beginning, he didn't play one single preseason game. Is he nursing an injury too that we don't know about? Is he hurt? Does he have a wrist injury? He doesn't look.
Well, he looked good for 2 games there, then all of a sudden it went backwards again.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see the creativity in him that we normally see. But the one guy we haven't talked about, I think defensively the Rangers are much better. I thought Will Borgen had a good game last night. I thought he was physical. I thought Susie did a little bit. I thought he was mixing it up. I thought Gavrikov is coming into his own now. I think he's been
the last 3 or 4 games, even when they were getting lit up, he's playing good hockey.
I do. I really watched Gavrikov get comfortable here. The other guy offensively that we're not talking about, guys, and it's late now, is Fox. You know, I know
Why
he
beat a dead horse?
Scoring.
Why beat a dead horse? Listen, he's
Fox,
not the same
Fox
player.
leads the team in scoring.
He had a couple big games and he's been invisible ever since.
Last night.
He had a couple big games and he's been invisible every other one. Invisible.
So
He's not a power play quarterback. He's not showing the quarterback skills that we need right now on the point. He's a pass first right now. He's not taking the shot from the point for whatever reason. He's not lighting it up like we need him to light it up. But I'm not going to beat up on the guy right now. I'll be honest with you, because I'm happy they settled in defensively, and at least it looks like we have a first-line pairing right now that's NHL quality. So I'm not going to beat him up tonight, and I love to beat him up.
I can't let either of you slander Fox like that, though.
I think Fox is overdoing it right now. I think he feels the pressure of the offense not clicking, so he's trying to get it going by overpassing the puck every now and then. He did it again last night. He made some passes when he had an opportunity to shoot, and the passes got intercepted and stuff like. And I get it, because he's the guy that they want to do that. He's the guy that runs the show back there, whether we like his performance or not. He's just overthinking the game right now a little bit. But I actually think he's been all right lately.
Well, he leads the team. He leads the team in scoring.
Yeah.
He has as many goals as Panarin, JT Miller, and Lafreniere combined. So
yeah, he scored 3. He scored 2 goals in one game, and then
great. He scored 2 goals. Then in one game, he outscored Lafreniere, JT Miller, and Panarin. You can't say
But it doesn't make him great, because listen, it's just because he's a piece of shit that doesn't have corn in it doesn't mean he's a better piece of shit than one that doesn't.
You're going after the team leader in scoring when there's much bigger fish to fry.
Somebody had to lead the California Golden Seals in scoring one year. Somebody had to lead the San Jose Sharks in scoring. It doesn't mean they're a good hockey player, kiddo.
I don't think he's the player we need him to be right now. But
come on.
I think everybody is underperforming. The thing that I don't understand, and we haven't talked about, is Sullivan's decision to, for one, bring up Othman and then play him very sparingly. And then in the next game, you see Johnny Brodzinski. Why Brodzinski? Why not Berard? Why not Perot?
Well, it should have been Othman again, as far as I'm concerned. You're not going to learn by playing one game and then being criticized.
Right. It was cruel what they did to the kid.
You're not going to learn. You're not. Listen, he's probably not going to be here in the long run. He's had a few cracks. No, he's had a few cracks at it. And if I was him right now, honestly, I'd want out too.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
I'd want out of here right now.
He's gone. I mean, look, Lucas Reichel, right, on Chicago, got traded for a 4th-round pick, and
he was supposed to be really good for Detroit, wasn't he?
Which was a steal for Vancouver. And in 5 games with Chicago, he had 2 goals, 2 assists. So he was producing. That's more points than Othman's had in his whole career. So the return for Othman is going to be lower than a 4th-round pick probably, or a prospect for prospect trade, somebody's 1st-round pick that hasn't panned out. That's what it's going to be. There's no value there. And then any value that you did have, you just plummeted it by saying, oh, we're bringing this kid up. Now we're not playing him 10 minutes, and then we're scratching him 1 game after bringing him up.
That's hard. Psychologically, that hurts him.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. Psychologically, that hurts him. Because if you're going to use the excuse that they used on that about him being 20 feet out in front of the, I can point to a bunch of top 6 guys that do the same thing game in, game out.
Adam
I'll be-
Fox.
I'll be
Adam Fox has passed up more one clear shots from the slot on a power play than any day Offerman's ever
and
had
he
a
still
chance.
has more goals than half the top six.
So, Kotze, here's the one I want to ask you about. I want you to kind of sit in the coach's seat here. What do you think? What do you think they're doing wrong, or what's going wrong with Will Cooley?
I don't think he's on the right line. I don't think he needs to be out there with a bunch of slick, skilled, scooty skaters out there.
I think they made the right decision with him last game, putting him with Laba. I love that line. I think that's what he needs.
You gotta let him be what he is. He's never going to be a 10 on anything. Okay, he's going to be about a 6 to an 8 on everything when it comes to like scoring, hitting, puck handling, all that stuff. He needs to be on a line where I agree with Ricky. Laba needs more ice time as far as I'm concerned. He needs more ice time. You got to get him on a line where young guys together grow together instead of being with a veteran guy where you have to be submissive towards those guys.
Let him play his game, not adjust. Let him play his game, not adjust to Miller's game.
This move, they might not like it because I shot instead of passed. You understand what I'm saying? This is how it works, guys. This is how it works. How you build the team and you build lines.
Put Laba with Cooley and just leave him there. Let him kill penalties together.
I got a good line for you. How about Cooley, Laba, and Rempe as a line?
Well, you're not going to have that for 6 weeks.
I'd love that line to see that line play.
Well, listen, you can mix and jumble the lines all you want. I think what you have to do is honestly have production on your top six. I've said this for 3 weeks now. Panarin, Miller, Zibanejad on one line. Just put all your big guns on one line, see if that clicks. Then take Laba, put him with Cooley and Lafreniere. Okay? Just do that. Now you have a kid line 2.0. You have your big guns. Throw mud on the wall, see what sticks. And then for your third line, you put Parson in with Radish and Sherry. That's an energy line. Okay? And then the fourth line has kind of been the de facto third line. So if you put Othman with Carrick and Edstrom, I don't really think that would slow his development. I think Othman would be okay with Carrick and Edstrom because I think they have enough skill for him to kind of shine. Those are the lines I would go with, but I'm not sold.
I just don't know.
Again, it goes back to the situation like I always keep repeating. I'm going to keep repeating until I die. You got general manager jobs on the line. You got new head coaches, and these guys are going to push what they think they have to do to keep their jobs. Whether it means, can you honestly see like somebody sitting down and saying to Artemi Panarin, just for sake, he has 2-3 bad games in a row, you're going to sit out tonight. Never going to happen. But you can do that to the third and fourth liner guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's too much pressure with the money that these guys make at the top of the team compared to the lower guys. So it's hard. It's hard to tell Sullivan, maybe I should drop this guy from the top line down to the third line, bring this. They're not going to do it like that. It sucks, but it's true. They just won't do it. Me, I want to see, like I said 8 to 10 games, maybe 15, 20, but I agree. Bring up Perreault, bring up Berard, bring up everybody that you think the future is going to be with, and let the top six stay. Weed out the vets that are never going to be around. Weed them out. Let these guys play. Let them play.
Tell Panarin to stop double shifting. Tell Panarin to get off the goddamn ice. Because you know what? On the power play, he's there. I'll see the other 4 guys change, and I'll still see Panarin on there.
Yeah,
Like, get off the ice.
I know.
Well, I've had enough.
It's getting long-winded when me and you are shut up, huh, Paulie?
Listen,
I'm tired.
Deep down, I'll say one last thing before we go. They're feeling the pressure. I know what Panarin's thinking. I know what all these guys are thinking because I've seen this in the dressing room with their stars too. Okay, when they're not scoring and they're not producing, they're feeling it, guys. Trust me. They're feeling the pressure of this, and it's weighing heavily on their shoulders. There's only one thing they can do. is they just got to put their nose to the grindstone and see if they can figure it out on their own. If not, it might be time. It might be time to make the moves. It might be time to admit these guys are up there. They're getting a little old in the tooth these days. If it's up to them now. It's going to be one or the other.
Here's my final thought for my night. Okay, Laba is a future Vinny Trocheck in my eyes. He's going to be a heart and soul guy. He's going to score 20 goals a season. He's going to put up points. And Laba is going to be a future captain of the New York Rangers.
I think he'll score more than 20.
Wow. He's a big kid, too.
I think he's got better hands, actually, Ricky. I do. He does.
I agree with you. I tell you, I have the privilege of watching the other teams feed on a lot of games. I don't watch the MSJ feed most of the time. And the guys on Vancouver's broadcast last night were raving about him. Just talking about his speed, his size, how fast he is. He's deceptive from blue line to blue line. We got a gem in this kid. We got a gem, and we got to hope he stays healthy. You know, the other day proved something to me. He's tough as nails, man. He took a shot in his mouth. He missed like 4 minutes, and that was getting stitched. Didn't miss the period. Came back before the period was over. That's a guy I want in my team. He's a future captain, this kid, or at least get an A on his jersey. But he's going to be somebody that's going to be a big impression on the New York Rangers, and that's all I got to say for tonight.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with you. And Maddie, I got to tell you something. I think you're onto something. I don't think, especially, I think you're right. I think you put all the horses on one line right now. And like you said, maybe that helps Lafreniere too to play with Cooley and Laba. We're all ranting and raving about Laba. I think this kid's got what it takes. I think Kotze's 100% right. I think his hands are a lot better than people are giving him credit for because they haven't really seen much of him. But he's shifty. He's crafty. He's a big kid. He plays strong. I think at this point, with the offensive output that they're seeing, it doesn't hurt to do that. Put all the guys on one line, and then especially with Trocheck out right now, I think it's a good experiment. So I like that point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I said it before, throw him out on the wall, see what sticks. Put the kid line 2.0, put the highest paid players, put the basically career NHLers or bottom line players and Parsonen, Sheary, and Radish together. They'll be fine together. And then you have your fourth line. I think you throw Othman on there, or if you really want Brzezinski or whatever.
Listen,
I mean,
if the power play stays this bad, play quick in net and let Igor run the point with Fox, because he might be the second best passer on the team. You know, what are you going to do?
Maybe he'll have the most points on the team too.
He might outscore JT Miller.
Have a good Halloween, everybody. And we'll be back in a week. Rangers play tomorrow. I'll be.
That is one hell of a outfit, Maddie. I like that.
That is cool.
Boom.
And then I'll be at the game tomorrow. I'm going to watch the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So
my pick to win the Stanley Cup, Paulie, the Dallas Stars.
That's why I'm going to see them. I want to watch them play. So
wasn't looking good early.
But all right, guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you in a week. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Take care.